weekend is UFC 209, the big card here in Las Vegas, and it's always exciting. I mean, not only to have the women cards and the women fights on there, but the strawweight division in particular, always great and exciting fights going on, and I'm excited to have joining me in studio right now the Ultimate Fighter 23 finale, Amanda Bobby Cooper. Thank you so much for your time and coming down in studio.
Thanks so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. So what has this experience been like for you? I mean, like I mentioned, you were on the final of the Ultimate Fighter 23 finale, and it was just back in July, less than 1 year ago. And now you're going to be on your first UFC pay-per-view card. Can you describe this experience?
Yeah, this is a big fight for me. To be on I'm on pay-per-view. I'm obviously not on the pay-per-view part, but obviously the entire nation is going to be watching, and it's going to be a good way to showcase my skills and my talent and represent myself and my team very well.
Now you're going to be welcoming the newcomer, Cynthia Calvillo. She's formerly from another organization, now coming here. Have you kind of looked at her tape, because now you have Coach James, here with you right now?
Yeah, I found out 3 weeks ago that I was fighting her. My first opponent got injured, so there's not a lot of time to do a lot of tape studying, but definitely be able to watch it and see what I'm in for and have my coach's game plan and go from there.
Now, Coach James, do you want to add to that, like how this camp has been and preparing for someone like Amanda just said, who the opponent changes within a few weeks' notice?
Sure. I mean, you generally game plan for a specific fighter, but not overly to the point where people think like you have an exact strategy when you go into a fight, like I have to do this. It's not like that. There's a lot of areas that, I want to generally control these areas of the game. I want to work on this aspect of my martial arts. So when the opponent changed, it wasn't a huge shift for us. We are looking at some tells and patterns that the girl has that she does repeatedly throughout her fights and taking that into consideration. But beyond that, I mean, she's ready to fight, and that's what matters.
And looking at Cynthia, I mean, she is coming out of Team Alpha Male, and I believe working closely with Paige Vanzant, another strawweight. What do you make of that situation?
They're athletic. They push the pace.
Yeah.
They'll exchange striking. If they're not winning the striking, they shoot for takedowns. It's like a very, very simple pattern to follow, actually. They do things very well, but very predictably, I guess I would say. There's not a ton of unorthodox nature coming out of the camp. I mean, Dillashaw was more of the creator of the, crazy angles and different steps and switches. But, I like more of the Garbrandt style, to be honest, and their fundamentals are all really good. They're good strikers, good wrestlers, good jiu-jitsu. I just think Bobby's a little bit better than Cynthia in each aspect of the game. Maybe because she's been in it a little bit longer. She's more of a veteran. She started fighting as a kid. Cynthia started in her 20s. So it's kind of a different road to where they are.
And do you agree with that? Or?
Yeah, no, definitely. I understand she hasn't been beaten before, but I don't think she's had a lot of great competition. I looked at her amateurs and her pros, and me going through the tough house and getting into the UFC and fighting my way into it. I just feel, like James said, I took my first boxing fight when I was 11, and this girl didn't even walk into the MMA gym until she was 23. I just don't feel like that person deserves to beat me. I've just put way too much time into it, way too much effort, and I definitely want to make my dreams come true in this fight.
And definitely, like you both just mentioned, the experience is on your side for sure. And you're coming off a win in Dublin against Anna Elmos.
Right.
Now, I know typically fighters don't like to look ahead, but I just mentioned Team Alpha Male and Paige Vanzant, and I know lately there's been a lot of name type fights,
Sure.
Right.
You look at the Paige, the Rondas, even right now Bisping, GSP. If you do beat Cynthia this weekend, is Paige kind of someone that you would like to fight next to kind of catapult?
Yeah, I try not to like you said, look too much in the future, but Paige is someone that I've seen fight a million times, so it feels like I've been studying her even before I would know I would be fighting her, as she would get a fight with me and be like, I don't know much about this girl, and I've been watching her. The girls at the top, the girls that did the previous tough season, I've been watching them for years, so and secretly I am studying them already.
And what statement do you hope to make to the strawweight division this weekend?
I'm just looking for a finish. I kind of down on women a lot in a way that they just don't get finishes, and my last fight wasn't a finish. So I want to go in there and push the pace and, bully this girl and make sure I get the win.
And what
Yeah.
about you, Coach?
He'll kill me.
Trust me, that's what I was pushing for 100%. I said,
Yeah.
I mean, I am not in this to see you edge out a decision. We're in this to finish fights. We're in this to push the pace and be better than our opponents. So I mean, we don't train to get an opinion on whether we won the fight. We want to win the fight.
Yeah, my
You know what
last
I mean? So-
win was the only time I've ever won in a decision.
Yeah.
I've always finished fights. That was our first time. So I definitely want to get a finish and make it exciting for the crowd. And, I feel like a lot of people are going to be watching this fight. And this is now my second actual UFC fight. So it'd be good to get the finish.
And what have you learned so far? I mean, now, like you just said, second UFC fight, first on the whole pay-per-view, even though
Yeah.
it's not the main card, but it's still part of UFC 209. How has this whole journey been like? for you?
It's awesome. Like, I can't even explain it. I think everyone around me sees how much happier I am just because I'm on my way to make a legacy and on my way to make my dreams come true. So as long as I'm ready for it and I'm pushing hard and I'm training as hard as I can, I don't feel like there's anything bad that can come out of this because I know I'm working hard.
Do you have anything to add to that?
No, I think she summarized it really well. I mean, when you're chasing your dreams and pursuing your goals, even the failures along the way are kind of in a way bittersweet because you're still living a life that you want to live. So even if you fail, you're still on the road that you want to be on. So, the couple times she's had setbacks and losses, it's just propelled her even further because she goes back and says, okay, what do we have to change? What do we, improve upon? So it's just led us to where we are now. So it's been an awesome journey.
And you've fought quite a few times since Ultimate Fighter. Like I said, it hasn't even been a complete year yet.
Right.
For 2017, we're still early on. How many times would you like to fight this year?
This fight and 3 more. I'd like to fight 4 times a year, and I like to keep going. I'm training all the time, so it just makes sense to keep fighting. My weight's always good, and like I said, I'm always in the gym. So, anytime 4 times a year is what I want to do.
And looking beautiful, I have to add. I'm like, wow. When I first saw you, I was like, she does not look like she's fighting this weekend.
Right. Yeah.
But looking at the title fights, and like I said, the strawweight division, it feels like there's so many great girls that are always kind of in the top 5, in the top 10. And Jessica Andrade, who recently kind of made a big statement, she's fighting Joanna. How do you see that fight going?
I don't know too much about Jessica. I've watched Joanna for a while, and I think she has the mentality just to stay the champion for a while. I don't know. Like I said, he might know more than I know, but I haven't watched Jessica too much, but I do think Joanna is very talented.
Andrade is just super athletic, and she is gonna go after Joanna. The question will be, can she keep the pressure on her enough to make Joanna uncomfortable? Not many people have been able to do that. Like Claudia was able to present some problems in the first 2 rounds. I mean, in the first fight, arguably, Claudia may have won that fight. I mean, that was an extremely razor-close decision. The second fight, Claudia looked like she was going to implement her game plan first and second round, and then Joanna just came to life as the fight went on and got better and stronger and faster. And Joanna's cardio is a thing to marvel at. Like fifth round, she looked like she was fighting in the first round. So I think if Andrade can pull it out, it'll be early in the fight, first or second round, and if not, it'll probably go to Joanna.
With if you do get 4 fights a year and then see in that top 5 if a fight with Paige Vanzant is in the near future as well. It looks like your coach really wants to see that happen too.
I would love that just because you can market it so well. You have 2 good-looking, blonde hair, young girls. I think Paige is 23?
Just young, yeah.
And how old are you?
25.
25. So you got a 23-year-old, 25-year-old, 2 blonde-haired girls that could probably be ring girling, and yet here they are, competing on one of the most impressive athletic stages in the world. And I actually love the fight against Paige because stylistically they match up extremely well. Like Paige is very athletic, and she's kind of well-rounded. She does everything decently, but there's no one aspect of her game that's like, all right, she's a world champion black belt of jiu-jitsu, or she's a 5-time Muay Thai world champion. She doesn't have that one area, you know what I mean? And Bobby is very well-rounded too, so I think they would clash, and it would be an absolute war, like one that fans truly love to see. And you could market
And we are
it so
entertainers,
easily.
and that's why I like this fight with Cynthia, because we're both very well-rounded, and we're very, I don't think either one of us are going to quit anytime soon. So I like to entertain as well. And when the crowd gets excited, it gets me excited. I perform better. Then I think this is a great fight for
Honestly,
me.
if you go out there and smash this girl in first or second round, I would ask for the Paige fight.
Yeah,
he's
honestly.
like,
I know.
I know.
No,
right?
seriously,
We
it would
all
make
like to
sense.
see
It would make sense. It would be a teammate. You could sell the story of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's got more experience, but we need to finish.
Yes, first stop this Saturday,
Yes.
UFC 209. Congratulations, by the way, on all your success so far.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And like he said, you're so young and so much potential. I mean, the world is yours, and especially with how big the UFC has gotten as a whole.
Right, absolutely.
So, where can the listeners and viewers follow you on social media?
My Twitter and my Instagram is the same. It's at ABC Nation 115. And then I have a Facebook page as well, so you can go Amanda Bobby Cooper ABC. Check me out and see all the training that I've been doing, and my fight announcements will be on there as well.
Awesome. And what about you, Coach, or for the
Oh.
team?
Yeah, our team is Scorpion Fighting System. It's out of Brighton, Michigan. Just Team SFS online. If you're ever in Michigan, stop by, check us out. We got a dorm room there. We have UFC fighters come out. We had Juliana Pena out not so long ago, Sam Cecilia. A bunch of people. So you're always welcome. Come get some training in with Amanda Bobby Cooper and the other local pros coming out.
Perfect. Well, thank you once again for your time, and best of luck to you this weekend.
Thank you. I appreciate it.